100 years in the sky. The legendary B-52 Stratofortress gets another upgrade. The B-52 Stratofortress has earned a dozen unforgettable nicknames over the years: Big Ugly Fat Fellow, Winged Aircraft Carrier, Atomic Bus, Fire Dragon, and even the Last Battalion. Some are mocking, others respectful, but all agree on one thing: this isn't just an aircraft, it's a living legend. First flown in 1952 and out of production since 1962, the B-52 should have been a museum piece decades ago. Instead, it's still flying high, set to outlast planes built generations after it. What started as a Cold War bomber has evolved into a timeless symbol of American air dominance. Ironically, the Stratofortress was considered outdated before it even found its stride. By the late 1950s, ICBMs and submarine-launched missiles were taking center stage, making bombers look like relics of the past. Production stopped, but unlike Soviet bombers scrapped under Nikita Khrushchev, the B-52 endured. As history shows, those who survive the first strike often last the longest. And last it did. The B-52 proved its worth in Vietnam, the Gulf Wars, Yugoslavia, Syria, and Afghanistan. In Operation Enduring Freedom alone, just 10 of these giants dropped nearly a third of all bombs in the opening months. Mission after mission, decade after decade, the buff refused to fade. Replacing it hasn't been easy. The sleek B-1B never lived up to its promise with weak readiness rates. The futuristic B-2 Spirit, while groundbreaking, proved far too expensive to operate and may already be losing its stealth edge against modern Russian air defenses like the S-400, S-500. The numbers tell the story. When you put the B-52 side by side with its successors, the results are staggering. It can carry 70,000 pounds of weapons, dwarfing the B-2's 50,000 and nearly doubling the next-generation B-21 Raider's 35,000. Its combat radius, 4,480 miles, outshines the B-2's 2,730. And cost. The B-52 flies at roughly $70,000 per hour, while the B-2 burns a whopping $130,000 every single hour. So it's no surprise the U.S. Air Force has chosen to modernize the B-52 for the future, while gradually phasing out the B-2 in favor of the B-21 Raider. 70 years after its first flight, the Stratofortress isn't just surviving, it's thriving. The legend of the B-52 isn't coming in for a landing anytime soon. Another edge: reliability in combat. Numbers don't lie, and here's where the Stratofortress shines. Mission-capable rate, the measure of how often an aircraft is combat-ready, tells a striking story. Last year, the B-52H boasted a 78% readiness rate. Compare that to the B-1B at 45% and the stealthy B-2 Spirit struggling at just 35%. In the real world of warfighting, availability is everything, and the buff delivers. Modern upgrades, old giant, new teeth. Today's B-52H isn't the same aircraft that rolled off the line in the 1960s. With the Sniper Advanced Targeting Pod and GPS-guided JDAM bombs, it has become a razor-sharp precision strike platform. Add to that the ability to launch up to 12 AGM-158 JASSM cruise missiles, and suddenly, this old warbird becomes a long-range assassin. But to reach its legendary milestone, 100 years of service since its first flight in 1952, the buff needs more than teeth. It needs a new heart. Enter the B-52J program, the boldest upgrade yet, with the focus squarely on its engines. From old power to new force. For decades, the Stratofortress has flown with 8 Pratt & Whitney TF-33 engines, the same workhorses it's had since the Kennedy era. Reliable, yes, but outdated and running short on spare parts. In fact, back in 1996, the Air Force flirted with the idea of swapping them for 4 massive Rolls-Royce RB211s, but the plan fizzled. Fast forward to 2020, and the Air Force launched a global competition for 608 brand-new engines. GE, Pratt & Whitney, and Rolls-Royce all threw their hats in the ring. The winner, Rolls-Royce's F-130, derived from the BR-725 jet engine. Built mostly in the US and soon fully tested on American soil, the F-130 offers not just reliability, but endurance, boosting the Buff's range by an incredible 20 to 40%. The future of the Buff. Forget reducing engines. The plan is a straight swap, 8 new F-130s for 8 old TF-33s. Test flights kick off in 2026, with full deployment expected by 2033. By then, the B-52 will stand at the edge of aviation history, the first combat aircraft to serve for a full century. Modernizing the legend. But engines are just the beginning. The Stratofortress of the future will be more than a bomber. It'll be a 21st century weapons platform. Soon, it will carry next-gen hypersonic missiles like the AGM-183 ARRW, a Mach 5+ powerhouse built to punch through the toughest enemy defenses. It will also field the Long-Range Standoff Missile, LRSO, the nuclear-capable successor to the aging AGM-86B. With these upgrades, the Buff will continue as a pillar of America's nuclear triad, ensuring it can reach hardened, well-defended targets no matter the challenge. And behind it all, new guidance systems, upgraded software, and enhanced stealth features will keep the B-52 one step ahead of adversaries well into the 21st century. The verdict: the B-52 Stratofortress isn't just surviving, it's transforming. From Vietnam to Afghanistan, from Cold War standoffs to future wars that haven't even been imagined, the Buff proves that legends don't retire, they evolve. Digital cockpit and avionics, a new brain for a legendary beast. The days of old-school dials and analog gauges are finally over. After decades of operating with 20th-century controls, the B-52's cockpit is being completely reborn. The new digital glass cockpit will feature wide multifunction displays, bringing the same level of situational awareness seen in modern fighters. These aren't just cosmetic changes, they're transformational. With advanced onboard computers automating critical processes, crews will experience reduced workload, faster decision-making, and higher mission efficiency. In combat, seconds matter, and this upgrade ensures that the B-52 won't just keep up with the times, it will thrive in them. The avionics overhaul goes even further. At the heart of the transformation lies the AN/APG-79 radar, a battle-proven AESA system adapted from the F/A-18 Super Hornet. This radar equips the Stratofortress with true all-weather strike capability, precision targeting, and advanced electronic warfare functions. It doesn't just find targets, it denies the enemy the ability to see, track, or strike back. From suppressing hostile radars to guiding precision weapons with pinpoint accuracy, this upgrade makes the Buff not just a bomber, but a multi-mission powerhouse ready for modern warfare. Connected warfare. Power in the network. Future wars will be fought in the digital shadows as much as in the skies. That's why the B-52's upgrades go far beyond weapons. They focus on connectivity. The Stratofortress will soon integrate advanced GPS, next-gen inertial navigation, and cutting-edge communications to fully plug into JADC2, the Joint All-Domain Command and Control System. This means the bomber won't just be a strike platform, it will become an airborne command and data relay hub. Imagine it seamlessly linking drones hunting targets, satellites gathering intel, stealth fighters like the F-22 and F-35, and ground commanders all in one real-time network. The B-52 will evolve into the backbone of a connected battlefield, where information dominance decides victory long before weapons are fired. The road ahead, a century of dominance. The future is already marked on the calendar. The B-52J is set to enter service by 2033, and by the 2040s, all 76 Stratofortresses in the fleet will be fully modernized. That means a bomber born in the 1950s will still be shaping conflicts in the 2050s, an aviation milestone no other combat aircraft in history has ever achieved. This isn't just about longevity, it's about reinvention. Unlike most aircraft that fade into obsolescence, the B-52 has constantly evolved, adapting to new eras of warfare. Nuclear deterrence in the Cold War. Carpet bombing in Vietnam. precision strikes in the Gulf and Afghanistan. And now, digital dominance in the battles of tomorrow. Few machines in history can claim such resilience. Even fewer can remain just as relevant in their twilight as they were in their prime. The Stratofortress is no longer just a bomber. It's a living symbol of persistence, adaptability, and raw power. But what do you think? For those who have served on or around this giant of the skies, you've seen its power firsthand. Share your stories, because this is more than an aircraft's history. It's a legacy written by the people who kept it flying, and a future that proves some legends never die. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel.